Sometimes things feel like it's the song that doesn't end. And, it becomes the question of how can it end? Because it seems like it could go on and on, my friend. The endless, the endless questions, the unresolved. It's the unresolved for me, you know. Consider this to be stream one of two. I don't know when the second one will be exactly, but I have a feeling, not trying to plan into the future because there's no need for that. I have a feeling that it will be sometime tomorrow, maybe in the morning, but it might be in the evening. At this point, I'm purely only in feeling. I am literally not in anything else but feeling. I'm not in thinking. I'm not in thought. I'm not in idea. I'm not in dream. I'm not in fantasy, which is just an idea, which is thought. Thought, idea, fantasy, concept, belief, same thing. Thought, idea, belief, fantasy, concept, same motherfucking thing. I'm in none of that. I'm only in feeling. And I'm only in that. I'm not toggling between feeling and thought and feeling, thought, belief, concept, idea, fantasy. There's only the feeling. And I'm going to stay in that feeling. And it is what it is. Some things will come to an end, and some things won't. Some things will go on while some things end, and sometimes, and some things will be ending as other things continue, as if nothing has ever happened. Like the sun and the moon will be eternal, no matter what fucking happens on this earth. On the earth, not inside the earth, but on the earth. The sun and the moon will continue. Nobody will ever destroy them. The two constants that rule my life, the sun and the fucking moon. We are nearing a new moon, meaning a new month. And we're closing up shop because by this weekend, some things will be done completely. Some things that I thought would never die. Those things that just keep going and going beyond your lifetime? As I gazed back into the eyes of my dead ancestors, I asked them, did you think it would get this far? Did you know? Did you know it would get this far? Did you know that what you put into motion 5,000 years ago is still going? Did you have any idea, talking to the bones, that it would get this far? A decision you made 5,000 years ago rippled through time and is now affecting me. Yes. Things were put into motion, and it's not just about me. It's not just about me. It's not just about me. It's about everybody. All of these decisions, every individual is making a decision on their own. And all those decisions are collaborating in some way. Who will have their desires met? Because what I might want to do goes contrary to what you want to do. And it just goes on and on and on and on. Working together. Well, when my desires are not your desires, I don't think we're working together. I don't think so, unless maybe you're collaborating with me and maybe what you desire will work in my favor. And I'm just collaborating with what you desire. Maybe. Everybody's not going to get everything that they want in this life. Even I'm not. And maybe that's a good thing. Imagine that some people sit around and pine and whine and bitch and moan for not getting what they want when that's not what they need. And it's all these intricacies, and I don't really have time, but I do have time, but I don't have time because we don't have time anymore to keep explaining what's already been decided. We don't have time anymore to explain and keep explaining and keep wasting our breath, our precious H2O, our precious O2, reminding ourselves of what we already know. It's like knocking on your own head every day. Are you there? No shit. Do I need to remind myself I'm fucking alive? Do I need to continue to ask myself the same motherfucking questions just to get through the motherfucking day? Am I sure? 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 Are we not sick of it all? There's so many, 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 many energies playing on each other every single fucking day, nonstop, all day, every day. And it never fucking stops. It never stops. It never stops until you're dead. And then it keeps going and it just keeps going and it keeps going and it's going. And there's no way to stop it all. I'm in an entirely new energy right now that I can honestly say I've never been in before. I don't have the answers, but there is not one to have. It is what it is. I have been only focused on myself for the last 2 weeks, focusing on me, focusing on internal, focusing on physical. I have been going to the gym almost every single day for 2 weeks for myself. I have been eating a certain way, honing in on what I eat, focusing on making sure that I am eating according to the best nutrition that I can find in what is available. I have been utilizing at what's at my disposal to be in better physical shape. And now I'm doing more cardio than I've done in terms of a short period of time, a condensed period of time than I've done in years. Good for me, because ain't nobody else going to congratulate me but me. Knowing what I've been through, knowing what I've lived, knowing what I've experienced in my life, and it's not been all motherfucking happiness, smiles, little rainbows, and motherfucking birds chirping, even though the birds are always chirping. I haven't always heard them chirp. I haven't always heard them sing. I have not always. A clouded mind don't even hear the birds. They're singing, but you don't hear them. You're not attuned to their singing. You're not attuned to the sun. You're not attuned to the moon. You're not, and it's not something you focus on. Like, it's not something, let me focus with my mind. It's just a vibe, a darkened soul, a darkened heart, a sad, sorrowful being. Now I'm appreciative of the birds, and I've been appreciative of the birds for years. Some days I hear them louder than others, but I appreciate when the birds are singing in the morning. It took me years to love the sound of birds in the morning. I used to not be a morning person. Now I'm excited for the morning. Literally just the morning. There was days in my childhood when I couldn't even barely want to get out of bed. The suffocating feeling of the presence of some people that made you not really be inspired to live another day. I ain't not supposed to be here. And I'm not saying that. Well, I can't say I'm not supposed to be here. Even though I did say that. A huge part of me knows that I could maybe not have been here today. You know, to know that there are people so hateful on this earth. It's very unstimulating. It's incredibly depressing to know that there are people who are so fucking abusive, so fucking hateful, just so hateful that they will demonize, abuse, torture others for their own absolute enjoyment. That those people exist. whatever you want to, label enjoyment for. Once I am done with the second stream, I highly doubt I will ever return to YouTube because I'm aware of what's occurring in my personal life. There will be absolutely zero need for me to ever come back here. No matter what anyone thinks I'm doing, no matter what anyone says I'm doing or have done, is motherfucking irrelevant to me. It would be incredibly gay, corny, and lame of me to give a single iota of a fuck of what anybody via the internet has to say about me, let alone out anywhere. Because as I know, people out here are on the internet. No shit. But the likelihood of me seeing the people that watch me on the internet are literally 0 to 0 chance. Unless those people who do watch this channel or have watched me at all in my entirety on quote YouTube, unless those people make decisions that lead them to where I live, the likelihood of me running into you and seeing you is none. But even if I did, I wouldn't give a fuck. You know? Today has been an absolute cataclysmic day. The highest level of volatility that humanity's ever been at today. And tomorrow will be worse. And then the next day will be even more. And it'll just keep getting more and more volatile each passing day. And it is so discouraging to know that there are people out there, so many people who have zero sense of awareness because they are so incredibly narcissistic that they cannot even sense the world around them to even see what's actually going on. They think they know what's going on, but thinking you know is not knowing what you know, because you have to see first. You can't have a fucking preconceived idea of what's going on and then say you know, because you have to actually see what's going on to know what's going on. And I feel incredibly comfortable to say and know that I know what's going on. I know what's going on with me. I know what's going on with the guy that I'm involved with. I know what's going on with the people in my life. I know how they feel. I know what's going on with them. That's my first environment. The secondary environment is the people literally around me and in the ever-reaching goddamn quote-unquote world. And it's just really bad out here. People are not happy. People are not in a good mood right now. People are really not in a good mood right now. Worldwide. It's literally worldwide. Critical mass point right now, critical point in humanity is today. And now, because of today, tomorrow's already been determined. Yeah. Doesn't matter what you plan to do tomorrow. Really. I mean, that's not the real determination of what's going to happen tomorrow. Today's vibe determines tomorrow. You know, everything's already laid out. The die-off is happening. The die-off is happening in me, and the die-off is happening around me. That's just the facts. There's no argument going on. There's no negotiations going on. There's nothing going on except the die-off. No matter what is being said out here, it's still the die-off. That's what it all boils down to. The fucking die-off. As it pertains to me on YouTube and people who watch my channel, I don't motherfucking care about you. And I'm not gonna care about you. There is no conversations to be had with anybody via the internet. There's nothing for me to respond to via the internet. There's nothing for me to say to people who watch my videos on the internet. I don't motherfucking care. So that's where it stands as of tonight. And this is pretty much it. You know, it's just a little bit of a goodbye. Yeah. So get over it and get used to it, or don't. I'm in a relationship. I just talked to him. And I'm not giving life updates anymore. For what? Hey guys, I'm blah, 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 blah. Like, how gay is that? What's the point of me sharing my life with strangers? That's the point. What's the point of me sharing my life with strangers? Relating to strangers. Been there, already done that. Already done it. Did it for 10 years. I don't have to do it anymore. I've been there. I've been the relatable queen that nobody relates to. Nobody relates to what I say. Nobody vibes with what I've talked about. It's been 10 years of talking on YouTube down the drain. And that's fine by me. I'm okay with letting it go. And I have. I deleted it. If I really thought it was worth something holding on to, I would not have flushed it. Because that's what happened when I deleted my channels. I flushed the content down the goddamn toilet. Who gives a fuck? If you want to hold on to something that's not even there anymore, by all means, do so. Some people can't evolve, and that's why they die off. It's adapt or die out here. I'm adapting, and if you're not adapting, oh well, I guess you're going to die off. Not trying to help you hang on. Not trying to help anybody adapt to the New World Order. NWO. You know, I do know that's who I'm talking to. So if you're watching this now, it's too late. Literally. Now. If you're watching it now, it's too late. So let's see. Anything else I need to cover? Yeah. I mean, I could say there's a lot I could talk about. Yeah, no shit. It seems to never end, all the things you could talk about. I mean, I've been pretty good at talking. I'm pretty good at talking. And I'm also pretty good at shutting the fuck up. I've been done known this about myself. It's very easy for me to not say shit. Yep. I've done people a service by talking. I've given them something that they're not appreciative of. The sound of my voice, number one, and my brutal honesty, number two. And they don't respect it, they don't appreciate it because they don't like honesty. And that's what you have to realize talking to me. You really have to understand, Yana, that they hate the truth. They hate it. They're disgusted by it. Meanwhile, the guy I'm involved with adores my honesty. According to him, who would have thought? That's one of his favorite things about me is my honesty. You know? And he thinks I'm cute. And I'm like, really? Is he physically attractive to me? Surprisingly, yeah. Is that my biggest concern? No, but he is physically attracted to me. At least that's what he told me, and that's what he showed me. But it's like, okay, there's more to that than that. And we both know that, me and him. So there's no problem there. I'm as happy as I've ever been. I've had plenty of happiness along the way, but I'm as happy as I've ever been for a million gazillion different reasons that I cannot possibly put into words because that's so much to say and explain, and it's impossible to encapsulate with my mouth all of that. Now, it's parts, it's not holistic 100% happiness, but I can pick parts. I'm happy that I'm with my sister. I'm happy that I'm with Okama. I'm happy that I'm with Kitty. I'm happy knowing I'm with them. Now, the situation, the environmental situation may not be the best, but at least I'm with them. I'm happy that I met this guy. I'm happy that I've spent time with him. Environmental, situational, I mean, surrounding elements aren't the greatest, but I'm happy that I met him. It's the people, not the place, that I have to remember in times like this, as we're on the verge of total collapse. The people, not the place. It's the people. It's the life that matters, not the thing, since we're all about to lose everything. That's why it's funny to me that I have so many material items, more than I've ever had since I lived in Miami. This is honestly as much materialism as I've seen myself have since 2014 in terms of mine. Yeah. 2014, the end of it, I gave everything away and had pretty much next to nothing until fucking what? The last couple years. In fact, I gave everything as much as I could give away, kept some things, and then that became less and less, and I just gave all that away. And everything I owned fit in my car for 3 years. Everything I owned fit in my Ford Escape 2012 for 3 years. 3 years I lived that way. So much shit has been talked about me on the internet and off the internet. And I still don't fucking care what the motherfuck you think, because all I care about is how I feel. That's very much preemptive of what you think about me. All I care about is how I feel about me, how I feel. And that's what I focus on. I do what I feel to do, so I feel better, no matter what anyone else is saying. And I've been this way for fucking years. You can talk shit, you can hate me, as long as I'm doing what makes me happy as I can be, and I'm never going to be fully happy until everything is said and done. And by that, I mean the dream collapses. Um, I can always get happier. And by the day, my happiness is increasing, which means that the unhappiness is decreasing. And my unhappiness is absolutely dependent on certain things occurring. So that means that if my happiness is increasing, that means those shitty things are decreasing in a very literal way. Bad things are going bye-bye. What might seem like horrible things happening is just bad things going bye-bye. And you're watching it go bye-bye. It's not like you go to sleep and everything disappears overnight. It's like I'm watching it go bye-bye. Collapsing. Yeah, the only way to fix humanity's problem is to really just start over. And I don't have to do anything for that to happen. I just sit here and it happens. So I'm not doing anything but going to the gym, eating right, and fucking this dude. That's my main 3 activities at this point. Kicking it with Okama, of course, my sister. That's my life right now. Food, working out, hanging with my friends, and hanging out with my dude. I'll just use possessive pronoun because he's my dude now. Yeah. Life, bruh. And I'm aware there's this certain energy via, I'll put that word on the screen, via, via the people who watch my YouTube videos, or excuse me, live streams, playback, that seem to want to re-narrate my life and constantly bait me to reply to them because they just simply manufactured things about me, which puts me on a hamster wheel of responding to them because it never stops. It'll never stop. And I've realized that already. Like, I get on here, these people are going to run their mouths, and that baits me to have to respond to them. And they're just picking fights. That's it. They're just picking fights. The cops told me months ago, just get off of YouTube. That's what they told me. Months ago. I agree. But I needed to do it in my own time, in my own way, because I always knew I would. Just one thing everything decently and in order. And I'm all about decently and in order. And I'm all about timing. And I'm all about divine timing. And I'm all about intricacy. And I'm all about detail. Chaos is king, but it's orderly. There's no such thing really as chaos, except humans. If we're talking about doesn't make sense. So when I say chaos, I'm not saying what you say, because to my mind, you're fucking chaos. But I'm all about chaos that is absolutely organized, deliberate. Not in your control is what we're talking about. That's all my chaos is, meaning not in your control. And that can look like a lot of things. Like me sitting here right now, not in your control. This is chaos. I am chaos. Not in your control. Not at all. And then I realize and I say, you survived. I see the intentions of other people. And those intentions are manifested in the form of tentacles. Tentacles that try to wrap themselves around your body to get you to do things that they want you to do. That's what we call the process of manipulation. It starts with intent, and then it proceeds to wrap itself or try to wrap itself around you and make you do things. That's manipulation. You cannot manipulate my desire. My desire is my desire. If I want it, I want it. You encouraging me to do it is not going to make me want to do it. For instance, me smoking. Nobody's manipulating me to smoke per se. Now, circumstances are contributing to my desire to smoke. I'm aware of that. Eliminate those circumstances, I really won't have the desire to smoke. Is what it is. However, if I want to smoke a cigarette, you sitting there saying smoke a cigarette's not going to make me want to smoke a cigarette. Or you saying anything. Like, if I want to drink, I'm going to drink. If I want to suck your dick, I want to suck your dick. You saying suck my dick is going to make me want to suck your dick. Because I already know what I want to do. Now, if I'm confused about what I want to do, then I guess I could blame you for telling me what the fuck to do. Because maybe I don't know what I want to do. Or maybe I'm just in denial, but I'm not. The dude I'm with, I wanted to fuck with him. That was not, anything that was crazy to me. I was very acutely aware of my desire to involve myself with him from the moment that I saw him. And thusly, we are involved. There was no great manipulation that happened, only a glance and a look at him. That's it. I wasn't dressed in a very provocative manner. A simple tank top and pants and sitting at the bar. So I didn't put any super sexual hex on him. He was sitting a few stools down from me. People were in between us. And I looked over and then I looked back and then I looked again and I'm like, that's the guy. That's the guy. Apparently, that's the guy. I guess. Until further notice, that's the guy. That's the guy. I mean, that's the guy I'm involved with. I talked to him on the phone tonight. This is stream 1 of 2, so this is all you're going to get out of me. There won't be a third one. I'm going to be very busy the next few days. And who knows what happens after this weekend, because the weekend is really just the fucking, it's going to be cap, pure cap. Pure cap. It's going to be pure motherfucking cap. In the ether and on the ground, it's going to be pure motherfucking cap. Things that we didn't think was going to happen this weekend is going to motherfucking happen. And we better be glad we did Friday on Thursday. And if you're not doing Friday on Thursday, I don't know about your Friday, dude. I don't know what you're tapped into. You might be in, what are you in tune with? I don't know. I'm not here to argue beliefs. Like, I just know what I'm tapped into. You have your beliefs and you have your ideas about what's happening. Hope everything is working out good for you. You know, everyone has their own idea of what's going on, but who's right? Is what you said is going to happen happening? Because what I've said is going to happen has happened. So I know my God. I'm not here to prove to anybody what I believe is true. I simply live that shit. So I don't have to sell my beliefs to other people and push it and push it and push it, because I know what I'm living. Whether you agree with it or not, bitch, doesn't motherfucking matter to me. So this is all you're getting out of me. And I owe you nothing. And I've never owed you anything. And I'll never give you anything after the second stream ever the motherfuck again. You will never see me again on this fucking channel or on YouTube ever again after the second stream. You will see nothing of me, like I never existed. And if you want to hold on to the idea of me, the thought of me, anything of me, I guess you just gonna be holding on to a ghost because she don't be here anymore. I'm gonna have my hands totally full. They are already full. And I caught a little break just to close up shop. Business is over. Business is closed. Closed for business. Out of business. Yeah, she closed her shop. She's done with her project. Because YouTube has always been a project for me. And my project, at some point, you got to know when to stop. And are you done? Did you finish your project? Yeah, I have. I have my answer. And I thank you for giving it to me. You gave me the answer that I was seeking and looking for. You have taught me the answer. And thusly, I'm done on YouTube. I see now, I understand how this works. YouTube has always been a project for me. And I've actually accomplished my project. It's about setting a goal. Nobody else can tell you what your goals are. because you know what your goals are. And you know when you've reached your goal. I know I've reached my goal. And this is my farewell speech, part 1 of 2. I have accomplished everything I set out to do on YouTube, no matter if my channel is up or not, because I did do those streams. I did all those streams, hundreds of streams, thousands of hours. Google would know. Do they ever go away? I don't know. Don't motherfucking care. But somebody somewhere has all of those streams. And I'm sure somebody's going to play the card of here to remind you. As long as the internet exists, I guess you could play that card. Or I should say, as long as you're alive. If you survive. If you survive. But ultimately, I don't motherfucking care what you do when I leave. So I have a guy, I have a friend, I have a sister, I have a cat, and a little brother to care about. Very busy. It's hard to care about what other people think when you got people to care about. You know. Yep, I'm done. And I'll do a part 2 at some point tomorrow. Goodbye.